Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to have you here today. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the steps to take to buy a property. So whether it's a land or a house in the city of Abuja, what steps do you need to take? Whether you're a first-time buyer, you have bought before, or you're in the process of buying, this video is right for you. So in a moment, I'm going to be sharing with you 8 different steps, and a ninth one actually as a bonus, right, that you should take in order to buy a property in Abuja. If you're new on this channel, please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel so you see this type of videos. I am Jeff Anozie, your real estate consultant in the city of Abuja, as we dive right in. I think the first thing to note is that there are two types of land ownership systems in the country Nigeria, right? The first is the customary land ownership system, and the next is the ministerial land ownership system. For the customary land ownership, this is a system practiced by most other states in the country Nigeria. Lagos, Akwa Ibom, Enugu, Imo, all other states in the country. This is the system they, implement. This is a system where, families and villages and chiefs, usually own the lands and you buy from them. So you buy through maybe a family, the community, the Eze or chiefs, in the community, right? So that's the customary land ownership system. So after buying or purchasing through these people, you can go to the government to go register, usually the state government, to register your claim on the land, right? So that's the first type, which, like I said, is practiced by almost every other state in Nigeria. The next type is the ministerial land ownership system, and this is used only in the city of Abuja. And this is why a lot of people get very confused when they're trying to buy real estate in Abuja, and it sounds like there are things that are different, right? Well, we're going to be discussing a few of those things in this video today. So in the ministerial land ownership system, the all lands in Abuja belongs to the federal government, right? And it is, managed by the Minister of the FCT. So in Abuja, you can't just buy land from anybody at all that you like. You must make sure that the government properly allocated and approved of the land, right, before buying in the city of Abuja. So now that we have noted that as a way of introduction, let's get right into the various steps, to buy land or, houses, buy a property, whether land or house, in the city of Abuja. The first step, the first thing to do is perform a need assessment. Now, this simply means that the first thing you should do is to be clear about what you need, right? What do you want to use the land or the house for, right? Is it for personal use or for business, or you just want to flip, right? You want to flip, you want to, buy and rent out, or you want to live in it. Or if it's a land, do you want to just buy for ownership? Do you want to safeguard your money? Like, do you want to, protect your cash? Or do you want to build on it? So what is the need? Why are you buying a property? This is very important. And then even if you then decide to build, what do you want to build on the land, right? And you will see how this is very important in buying real estate in the city of Abuja particularly, right? If it's land banking you want to do, where you want to bank your money on land, right? How long do you want to do it? Is it a short-term land banking, 1 to 2 years at the most, or is it a long-term land banking, 5 to 10 years, right? These are the need analysis, the first part of your need analysis that you need to, settle down and think through, right? Because this affects where you buy, what you buy. And then number two part of analysis or assessment, need analysis or need assessment, is what is your budget. I mean, it's important to note how much you're willing to spend. Either you're buying outrightly or you're buying instrumentally, like you're paying over a period of time. How much in general can you spend, or are you willing to spend? Because this also affects what you buy, where you buy it, and how you buy as well. So number one, please make sure you perform a need assessment. Number two, carry out a physical inspection. Now, before now, I would usually say, oh, see the title of the land, see the owner before going to see the land. But based on experience and from the fact that I don't think you want to waste your time, it is important you carry out a physical inspection. So either you visit the property yourself or you get someone you trust, to visit the property on your behalf and give you a report or make a video and send to you, or you do a virtual inspection in places where, you can, go live or do a live inspection, a live virtual inspection, on the land. So it's important you see the environment, the roads, and the nearby infrastructure and buildings as well. It's important you see all these things and see if these things conform to what, you know, you want to buy. And if the thing you see on ground conforms with what they told you, all right. So it's not be a case of what I ordered versus what I got. And the reason I say you should do this at this point is so that again you don't waste your time. You don't go about carrying out the other steps when the thing you're carrying the steps for is not actually what you need. An important tip to note here is that in Abuja, every land has an already allocated purpose called a use, right? It's what they call land use. All right. It is important that you note this. You cannot just buy any land and then decide what you build on it, right? You must build according to the approved use of the land. Okay. This is very important to note. For instance, in Abuja, I have noticed that a 150 square meter most times is usually approved for a 3 or 4 bedroom terrace duplex. So a 150, so it can house a terrace and maybe a two car park in front, a two, you know, parking lot in front. I have also noticed by observation and also by inquiry that a 350 square meter most times, is often approved for a 3 bedroom detached duplex. So in this case, you can actually have a compound of your own and a duplex on a 350 square meter, and so on. A 750, for instance, is usually approved for a block of flats. All right. Usually, there are cases where it is not this, but these are usually what I have seen in the city of Abuja. So it's important that you note these things. You also note also if the land you're trying to buy is designated for a green area or a commercial area. So this is important in physical, inspection. And also a side note for you to note at this point. All right. So step number three. Step number three is the part where you begin to gather information. And before you pay anyone, it's important you gather information about the property you're about to buy. It's important you gather information. It's important you know who is selling to you. Is it a private individual? Is it a real estate company? Who exactly is selling to you? This is very important. If it's a company, what is the status of the company? It's important to check the company out at CAC because it has been, we have noticed that there are some companies that get allocation that do not exist. In the past, there are companies that got allocations that did not exist. So it's important that you go check that the company exists just in case there's a need, to um to visit the company or you need the company in the future. It's important that before you buy, you understand, you do this check, this analysis. Number two, check the title of the land and what document backs the land. Is it a C of O? Is it an R of O? Is it an allocation? Is it what exactly backs the land, right? It's important you note that too. It's important you also note what is the purpose of the land. This is where you're gathering information. So you're beginning to understand what these things are. Is it for residential or commercial or industrial use? What exactly is the land use? Okay. Next, you check something very important called the TDP. TDP simply means technical deed plan, right? So unlike other states where they have a survey plan or you buy, then bring a surveyor to survey the place and then go register, the beacons at the Ministry of Land in Abuja. The land already comes with something called a TDP, which is already a document from the government that shows is a technical drawing, right? That shows the exact size, location, and shape of the land, right? You can also use the TDP to confirm that the land location matches the title document of the land, because we have seen cases where the title document of the land shows a different location, and then when you go to the one they show you and take coordinates, it shows a different location. So the TDP of the land is what shows the location, so it shows the coordinates, the size, the shape of the land. And at this point, you have concluded gathering your information about the land you are about to buy or the house you're about to buy. Now, the fourth step in this process is now verification of the information you have just gathered. Now, after gathering all these details, you must now verify everything. Verify everything. Now, at this point, I must state a few things. First, you need professionals to work with. Usually, it's you spend money to hire professionals to work with, because you don't want to spend money and time at the end of the day taking people to court or running around or even losing your hard-earned money. So the cost of ignorance is way more than the cost of just simply acquiring or getting a professionals or some professionals to work with. And a few of them are a property lawyer, a professional realtor that understands what he's doing, and a registered surveyor. It's important you know walk alongside some of these people, right? So back to step 4. So after gathering all these details about the land, it is now important that you verify everything. So check the title at AGIS, that's the Abuja Geographic Information Systems. This is where you check the title, confirm that the land really belongs to the person who claims it and that it even exists. All right. You also need to check or cite or review the document of transfer, just in case, in cases where the name on the land is not the name of the person that is selling to you. So there are cases where the person selling to you got the land from another person that got a direct allocation. And so the person that got the direct allocation will simply give this person a deed of transfer, or a contract of sale, or something that transfers the title of that land to this new person. So most times they wouldn't want to share that, document with you, especially when they are still paying, right? So when they're still paying for the land, they may not want to share with you. So it's okay to go and cite it. So you need to go to their offices or where it is, usually an office, and go cite it. It's also important that you go with your lawyer at this point so that you can read between the fine lines and see the terms of transfer. And if this person actually got the document he claims to have gotten. Okay, so in checking also, the next step is to confirm the company registration. So make sure the company selling is genuine in a case of buying through a company, right? Just make sure that the company selling is genuine. I also add here that you should also check and confirm the owner of the company or the board of directors of the company. It's important to check that. You can check their behavioral patterns in the past. Check online, to see if there's any form of scandal or anything that you can just make inquiry about. Just check, ask questions too. Ask people that maybe around them or have done business with them in the past, how they behave, right? Because I think that is an important factor too at this point. Okay, so next, check for court cases, litigations on the land. It's important you check on the house, right? Check, make sure that there are no legal fights over the land, right? Next, check for loans and mortgages. It's important. They call it liens, right? Call it liens. A lien means the land is used to collect a loan, right? If not paid, the land can be seized or the house can be seized. All right, so it's important you check for these things as well. Check for existing liabilities, in cases like buying a a a C of O land, right? Check if they are on that, like if they are unpaid ground rents, If they are on paid ground rent, it is not bad. Like it's not bad. However, understand how much it is so that when you're buying, you also add that as a cost of acquiring that land. That's just what it means. So ensure that there are no unpaid ground rents or C of O bills. Okay, just ensure that these things, are in place, or just know what it is. It's important just have an idea what it is, so that as you're buying the land, say you're buying the land for 1 million naira, for instance, okay, and then the unpaid ground rents are like 200,000, or COO bills are like 200,000. So you know automatically that you're buying the land for at least 1.2 million. Okay, this is why you need to check these things as well, of course. Then step number 5 in the process of purchasing a property is now the offer and acceptance. So when you have checked all these things and everything is fine, right, the seller will then send you an offer letter. Okay, they can send it to you either via email or a physical copy of the offer letter, and then it's in your duty or in your position to you accept the offer by writing back, or by signing on it, or even by replying the email if it's an email they send. But just make sure that you read through, because in the offer letter is a few conditions on purchase. The conditions of how the purchase will go is usually in the offer letter. And the reason for the offer and acceptance is so that in the future there are no hidden charges that come up. Okay, in the offer, everything is supposed to be stated out there, or everything you need to pay for, and everything that the property should be about should be in the offer, right? If you're enjoying this video so far, I'd like you to like this video, share with people, subscribe to this channel if you've not subscribed, so that we can go on to point number 6. And the video is getting too long, so I'm thinking to make a second part. So if you watch the next part of this video, maybe somewhere here or somewhere here, you'll see the point number 6, as we dive right into the steps in purchasing a property in the city of Abuja. I'll see you on the next one. Enjoy a great day.